What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute since I picked up the camera and recorded something for you guys. Yes, this is a toolbox video, and before we get into the garage shenanigans, all this crap here, I didn't really close out 2019, and the reason being is because we were on vacation with the family, yearly thing. Didn't have my camera on me or anywhere near me, so didn't really do a New Year's video. But I do kind of want to talk about it very briefly. And just like every year, nobody's perfect. There are always going to be ups and downs, right? Not really a downfall for me, because all the positive things and the great things that happened in 2019, it kind of made me wash like all the negative stuff away. So if you guys been on the channel all of 2019, you guys know I went through a couple different setups with the CRX. I've been fighting to get this car to make the power that I want to make, because I did have a set go for the car, and each motor, there was like small little things that I didn't do that hurted the motor. And we did end up getting a whole built motor, which is right here in the back for the CRX, and 500 miles later, sleeves shifted, sunk, or whatever the case is, we had a lot of issue with blow by and cooling bloating system. So that motor came out, and the car was out of commission for quite some times. 2019 was filled with a lot of great memories, things that we did. And first things first is the channel. You guys definitely helped me kicked off the 2019 with the channel like tremendously. You guys came on board, showed me mad love, and helped motivated me to continue doing what I love and share it with you guys. Earlier 2019, my cousin came over and said, hey, let's talk about Built to Drive. Let's really kick it off. So another thing you guys helped us on is growing our brand, Built to Drive. My cousin came over and we sat down, we talked about what we wanted to do with the brand, and you know, where we wanted to take it. And then we re-released a few merches, like the short sleeve shirts and a couple sweaters. I think it was the crew necks first before the sweaters. But regardless of that, throughout the whole 2019, we were able to provide a few different merchandises to you guys. We got the key tags, we got the long sleeve shirts like this one right here, and then we have the crew necks, the sweaters, we have the stickers, the slap packs. I don't think the slap packs were released yet, but we have slap packs for you guys coming soon. A lot of orders came in that helped us provide more merchandises for you guys. We got some things coming for 2020. The website is currently down, but we are updating it, waiting for more products to come in, and then we'll announce it when the website is up and going again. I hope you guys like the new products. But Built to Drive is definitely one of the greatest things that happened to us this year. And a part of Built to Drive, we had a lot of our friends, a lot of our close friends actually, coming on board with us to really enjoy doing what we love to do. And obviously that's cars, and a lot of our friends had cars but really haven't like done much to it other than just modifying it and then driving it, right? If you guys follow me on Instagram at @FNStatic, you guys probably have seen this list already. And these are all the friends that are part of our like brand crew. And you know, we were hoping that everybody was able to go down the track. You guys can see the blue tape on here. Behind this was like people who didn't get a time last year before the year ended, and then before the year ended, everybody was able to get onto the list and put some numbers down. So this is 2019, me, Mike, Jojo, Daniel, Paco, Joe, Sun, and Tyga. And then obviously it's 2020 right now. January 7th, my cousin and I went to the track a couple of days ago, and he already knocked his personal best off the list. You guys should be seeing that video on Friday, I hope. But yeah, we were able to get all the friends on board with us with the racing season. And a lot of the cars were built like kind of towards the end of the year, but regardless, we were able to get them to the track and, you know, really get an experience down to 1320. And now that they gone down the track that very first time, everybody is super motivated to come out 2020 pretty hard. And if you guys have already seen the videos on Tyga's car, he's caught a built motor in his car. If you guys have seen some of the engine building videos, you know Daniel's gonna be coming out with a new motor here real soon. My car, obviously, I'm gonna be working on the wagon this year and not the CRX, but Jojo's got some up his sleeve. Mike has a new car he's working on. Paco needs a retune. He has that red EJ1. Joe's got some plans. He wants to hit 12s in his wagon, and Sun He's just been driving his car and enjoying it, but he definitely want to be out there and knock that 15 off the list. Also throughout 2019, I was able to knock off different tracks off my list, like tracks that I never really wanted to travel for, but I was able to check off like Fontana off my list, which is the Auto Club Speedway. I checked off Bakersfield off my list, and this year I kind of want to go other places, like maybe Vegas or something different. You know what I mean? Something different. We have a lot of things in store for 2020, guys, so be sure to hit the subscribe button right now and stay posted on what's going to be going on. A lot of builds going to be happening. The wagon's going to be making an appearance again here on the channel because it's been that long since you guys have seen that car. And I am planning on building another car this year, so you guys stay posted and find out what car that is. So enough with all of that, guys. Happy New Year's. So this year it's not one of those new year new me BS, but it's gonna be a new year new garage layout type of thing. So you guys have been asking me for a toolbox video, and I finally took it upon myself to get a new toolbox, which I'll cover in a minute. And also in the weeks that I took off from recording, I decided, you know what, let's redo the garage a little bit. Yes, the garage looked like a mess still, and the goal here is to eliminate a lot of the things that I don't need, I don't use, or don't touch anymore. Yes, I am a hoarder, but like I'm trying to stay away from hoarding stuff that I haven't touched in a very long time. So a lot of the stuff that I did was I took a hammer to it. I didn't feel sad about it after it was broken, you know what I mean? And that's already like the third load of crap, and there's another one over there, another crap over here. But I finally decided, you know what, I got to stop hoarding this crap that's got a ton of dust and spider webs on it. You know, all the stuff that was hanging there, gone. So the stuff that are still here are stuff that I still use, like the stuff on the rack. We'll go through that in just a second. But the goal here with the garage, along with reorganizing all of that, is to have enough space to squeeze one car in here. Dana, how are you going to squeeze one car in here and it still looks like a mess? Guys, we are not done with the garage yet. We still have to organize this whole back half right here, and I already kind of got the layout that I want to do as far as this side of the garage goes. But bear with me here. This half of the garage is kind of set up already how I want it to be, despite like I wanted a whole different rack layout. But given that the washer and dryer is on this end and I work on this end of the garage, I don't really have that much space. This is 10 feet from the dryer to the wall, so I had to like find a shelf that would fit and accommodate my daily use stuff, you know what I mean? So instead of getting a big old shelf and not having room for a table or a welding table or whatever the case is, I decided, you know what, this rack used to sit there. I moved it here, bolted to the wall, nice and sturdy, and then I use my toolbox to stabilize the bottom of it, and also have a little tabletop for my drill and my sanding table. So that is secured there. And then I was looking for a toolbox that would be wide enough for me to put a like sheet of steel on top to be my welding table, and be big enough to fit all the stuff that, you know, I use on a daily basis here in the garage. And then it left me about 4 feet between here and there, and I built this rack instead of buying one because I wanted to utilize the whole space. So this is 42 by 6.5 feet by 19 wide, while still having enough room to put my welding machine in the middle. As you guys can see, my TIG welder is not on this cart anymore because it is a stationary thing. I don't have to move it around. I don't need it on a cart. Probably going to get rid of that cart or disassemble it, put it back in the box, put it away somewhere, or maybe my dad would use it because he has a welding machine too. And because I made my own shelf, I was able to clear it high enough that I can still have my compressor here, which is underneath there, and that was playing a big role on how my shelving or how my layout here was going to happen, because this has to be right there. Now if it was a standing up one, then it would have been a whole different story, but it's not. So that stays under there. Hopefully this crap of stuff here is gonna muffle when that thing turns on, because it is super loud. So before I get to my toolbox, you guys probably saw a whole bunch of crap here still on the shelf, but these are the crap that I actually use. This shelf right here is all my spray cans and everything, my oven cleaners for the grill, and that's always been there. It was on the same location when this was over there, so that stayed the same. Up here, I cleared the hell out of it. All the junk and crap that was up here, I tossed them. Same thing for the ones on the top. So right here we have these are the internals for the CSS block. Back here are the brand new pistons for the all motor build I'm going to do hopefully this year. This box right here, and this one is all the engine building stuff, all of the equipment for the pistons, plastic gauge, flex hone. These two boxes in the back are brake cleaner, and I made a little access door right here to grab some parts cleaner when I run out. So that's that. And then obviously I use all this, but up there, spare tools, spare lug nuts, fiberglass resin and all of that, extra spray can that are brand new in the box, wiring box. Those are stuff that I use. And then over here we have obviously a whole bunch of crap, right? But really it's not crap. Up there is my old welding machine before this guy, extension cords, and fitting lines, dash 8, 6, 10s. And then we have second row here, we have my homemade bandsaw, all the fluids, spare fluids, WD-40, mineral spirits, acetone for welding, and then miscellaneous hoses, radiator hoses, vacuum line, turbo lines, whatever. Rags, we got more rags. This is my electrical box with my soldering stuff in it, wires. These boxes back here, like Willwood, from Hush Performance, the slave cylinder. You guys may give me hella crap for Fram, but these aren't actually Fram, so haha, joke's on you guys, not Fram. The box back here are my piston and rods. These are synchro mesh. Down here we have distributors and a whole bunch of NGK brand new wires because we all did gold coil packs. This we'll talk about hopefully on Monday's video. We'll talk about this. There's really nothing back here. This is a napkin dispenser. We'll find a place for that. Can't forget your fast orange. We got couplers, T-bolts, all spare stuff because I do a lot of turbo installs for people, friends, and you know, customers and stuff like that. But that rack has a lot of useful stuff to me that I do for the dailies, and yeah, that's pretty much what the shelf has. When I do build the shelf on that side, I will record it for you guys and show you what the layout is. So that TV right there is still hooked up to the dish stuff, and I'm actually going to move that to this wall right here. This light right here is temporary, and it's just for me to see and do what I got to do here, but the TV is going to be there, and I'm going to have to figure out a light system for this when, you know, I'm welding or whatever. This one, you guys recommended this from Harbor Freight. This is going to replace that guy so we can see better. So my toolbox right here is from Harbor Freight. Now I went through a whole bunch of different options to find the one that was going to fit, you know, my given space. And at the end of the day, I ended up back at Harbor Freight. I was looking for a black box, but they didn't have a black box, and two places had blue. So I said, you know what? I like blue. Why not? This is the 42 by 22, and it was $450 with the coupon, and I think that wasn't too bad. I was looking for a tool chest that had at least 4 on the bottom on each side, so 8. This one had 10, and then I was looking for one with a top drawer that was deep enough for my power tools. So now let's dive into the toolbox and show you guys what I use on a daily. Top drawer, my important drawer, because I don't want any of these socket stuff to be on the lower drawer because I don't want to have to keep bending over back and forth to you know, get to them. So I have this top drawer, which is what I was specifically looking for to specifically lay it out just like this. So you guys have been asking me about my power tools, and tools that I use is the Milwaukee, this is a 3/8 impact driver. You guys can see it right here. It's one of those interchangeable ones. You can put a Phillips or a flathead or a Torx or whatever in here. But you guys may have seen the different ones that I use, which is the actual 3/8 impact, not an impact driver. I use this guy, which doesn't have that little attachment to it. So this is a Milwaukee tool, right? Also, this bag right here is my junkyard bag, and I don't touch anything in there for the house, and I don't take any of this to the junkyard. So we have a what is this little driver with a shank? I don't know what you call this. This was gifted to me from my brother, but this is I use primarily for Phillips and stuff like that. I've had all this Makita stuff before the Milwaukee, so I've had the Makita drill for drilling, Makita grinder for, you know, like portable, and then on the bottom over here I used to use these 1/2 inch impacts, but all the batteries for these guys have died. So back to the top drawer, very basic here. I have this socket rack that I got from Harbor Freight. It was like 20 something bucks, and they have the 1/2 inch, the 3/8, and the 1/4. So I do have like just regular Harbor Freight sockets, 10s, 11, 12, all the way to 19, which is your typical Honda sizes. And then I found some miscellaneous ones, 22, 24, 25, 27. Not sure why I have those, but I have those. And then obviously I don't have any short. These front rows are for the short sockets. And just going through my old toolbox, I found a few of them, but I don't have all of them, which is not a big deal. And then this is the 3/8 rack, which is also a Harbor Freight set. And all these sockets are metric. I don't really use any of the standard stuff because Honda. So this right here is the metric Harbor Freight socket set, and it goes from 10 to 19. These were all random. I found this in my toolbox. I'm just missing a 9 of the short sockets, which is cool. And then these are the 1/4 inch, which I don't really use other than the 8 to use it for like hose clamps or whatever. Following these guys, I have the ratchets for them. I have the 1/4 inch, the 3/8 just in case I lose one or break one. This actually broke, but grinded it off, and then use it as a 3/8. I have the 1/2, and then I got a 1/2 breaker bar, right? I just bought this pry bar from Harbor Freight. Got a couple extensions for the 3/8, a wobble extension for the 3/8. I have the 10-inch extension, the 6 and the 3 for the 1/2 inch. And then over here, I have a whole bunch of spare sockets. So magnets, this whole rack is all 10 mils. And then this right here is 12, 14, 17, 19, which are the typical sizes that I use. So that's spare for whenever I decide I want to lose one. And then back here we have all of the Allen sockets and wheel lock keys. We have 34 for CRV diff, 32 for Honda axles. I bought this to do the brakes on my uncle's Land Cruiser, and I'm not sure where this guy came from, but that's that. And then again, crank pulley 90 mil, works like a charm. If you work on Hondas, this is a must-have. We have all of the hand wrenches. I bought some new ones here because I've always wanted the longer wrenches for like distributors and stuff. I've seen it one time in a video and I was like, yo, I need a long 12. And instead of buying just a 112, I bought the whole set. And then I bought the rack for it so I can keep it organized. These are the gear heads, and obviously the shorter ones. And then these are the whatever guys. These are the ones that if I lose them, then hey, no big deal because my main guys are here. The drawer underneath this is all the pliers. And when I did this organization, I hella forgot about my screwdriver sets. I was like, dang, I don't have a drawer for it, but I was able to squeeze it in with the plier rack. So here we have the valve lash. We have the 12 and the 10. We have some AN wrenches. I typically use the 10 and the 6. Pick set. We have some dikes, some wire cutters, whatever you want to call it. If you guys remember when I was doing welding for Jesus, I didn't have a bead roller, so I made this little guy right here with that little ball in the middle right there, which helps make the beads on the end of the pipe, so that way the coupler would clamp on, nice and firm. So, got that here. Got a vice grip. Need a new one because the teeth are all jacked. We have a needle nose with a 45 degree on it. More cutters. Needle nose, smaller needle nose, wire cutter, a crescent wrench. I'm missing a red crescent wrench. Wherever you're at, I want you home. Couple Phillips, couple flatheads, some long ones, some short ones, some snap ring pliers. A lot of my tools are super old. Don't feel like you're not on your game because it's not no Snap-on, it's not no Matco or Mac tools. Harbor Freight stuff for the beginner guys. They work out very well. A lot of these tools were like my dad's old tools that he don't use anymore, so I made use of them. Got this big Dominic Toretto crescent wrench right here for no reason. Hammer, body hammer, mallet. Some perch wrenches. This right here came from Georgie. It's a seal puller. These are my drive shaft bolts. Just didn't want to lose them. I got some files, but I got like a whole set inside of there. And you got a pry bar, breaker bar. These are a must-have. My toothbrush, because I like the hard labor instead of using a pressure washer. Hand scrub. You guys probably seen these two guys plenty of times on the channel cleaning my blocks. But that's pretty much it for the third. This one right here. So a lot of the stuff that are on the upper drawers are the stuff that I use often just so that I don't have to keep reaching down to get whatever it is that I need. So right here we have tap and die sets, a couple drill bits from Harbor Freight, Home Depot, compression tester. This right here is a hole cutter kit, which I use for like spot welds, and this is super sharp. I've cut myself one time with this. It's not the business. Domino set, you always got to have the domino set. Got the straight edge right here, torque wrench, OB2 scanner, zip ties, and I don't know why I got spare ground cables in there, but they are there. That is the 4th row, 5th row. These are just tools I don't use, like a hand Phillips power bit set. This one is like ratchets. This I have no idea. This is my wagon ECU, and don't mind this stuff over there. Bottom drawers are the big boy stuff, which is Sawzall, caulking gun, my grinder, more sockets, spare wrenches right here, my injectors. These are all my cookies. Little belt sander, electric belt sander, little handheld belt sander. I don't know what you call this. It is a 1/2 inch band file belt sander. This was my first drill before my Makita. This is what I used for my first right hand drive. Super noisy, but it got the job done. On my flap disc, and that completes the bottom drawer. You know, I'm looking at this toolbox, and all the stuff that came out of this toolbox was crammed in this little toolbox. I'm not sure how I fitted all that in here, but it's mostly empty. A few miscellaneous stuff I gotta pick out still, but for the most part, my main tools that I need or use mostly in that toolbox is in the new one. So now let's get to the right drawer. Here we have Allen keys, just random ones. We got a whole bunch of clutch alignment tools here, and mostly like picks, razor blade, O2, Allen key sets, torques, feeler gauge, scissors. I'm not sure how I ended up with 3 scissors, but I have 3 scissors. I got a digital caliper, which has a whole bunch of broken glass on it from dropping it one too many times, but it still works. I believe this is for like rear disc brakes. I'm not even sure where this came from, but it's here, and it's probably going to stay right there. So that's the first right drawer. This one has all my metal rulers, all my blades for my Sawzall, all my pens, markers for, you know, writing. This right here is a center punch. Oops. Got my measuring tape, which I've used tremendously to get this whole thing set up. We have a voltmeter, and then all of my wire wheels, and what is this? Battery pulse cleaner, terminal cleaner. And right here, third drawer is all my TIG welding stuff, and easy access, spare gas line, spare torch. So in relations to that, you guys have always been wondering what welding machines I use. This is a 2017 AHP Alpha TIG 200X. I don't know if you guys can see that, 200X. And this was $1,000 when I first bought it back then. I think they are like $600 now. And the way I have this set up is gas line going underneath, chilling right here on the side, and then we have the what is this? The ground wrapped to the back. And on this metal plate, I welded this little like peg on it, so I can ground the clamp on the back side and not have a whole bunch of like wires dangling here. So that's there. I cut this right here to, I believe, 30 by 22 to fit perfectly on here, so I can still use the top of the toolbox as a welding table. And then over here, I did 2 riv nuts for the 10 mil, and then I cut the bottom of it off to make it flush with this, so that way it can sit flush on the toolbox. And 2 10 mils to secure this vise down, and I can just easily take that off and move this out of the way if I'm doing like a big project or whatever. And I can just turn this all the way around, so it's not like hanging out all the way out here. So that's pretty much my TIG aluminum setup, HP Alpha TIG 200X. And then for my MIG setup, this is a Harbor Freight Vulcan MIG Max 215, and I use this a lot for like quick jobs or quick downpipe jobs or jobs that people don't pay me a lot of money for. I bought this machine because I didn't want to keep counting on borrowing my friends' machines. Instead, I bought it myself. I invested it, and it paid itself back really fast. And thanks to this, we have an all-wheel drive CRX. I do have 2 tanks. One runs C25, I believe it is, or it's an argon CO2 mixture. And I just filled up my tank yesterday. This is 100% argon for the TIG machine, which everything is tucked and ran to the back to the machine here. That is my original Wagon EF5 tag for the ride and drive firewall that I did a couple years ago. Found it in my toolbox. Been lost for years. But that's pretty much my 2 welding machines set up right there. I hope you guys, you know, invest in something like this. If you felt like you ever wanted to buy a machine, trust me, just buy it. Invest in yourself, invest in the machine, and the time to learn it. I was self-taught. I went online, did a lot of like Jody's video, the fabrication series, the Fab Form, and all that. Studied for 2 years, and one day I was like, yo, I'm just gonna buy my own machine and have at it. So now I have a TIG machine. I'm pretty decent with welding, and now I have a MIG machine, and I've gotten a lot better with that as well too. 4th drawer. This is like special tools, I would call it. Special tools because if you strip a block or a head or a threaded hole, we have time shirt kits. We have the 14s, the 10s, the 12s. I don't have any more of the 17s. Got the rivets, the riv nuts, the what is this? This is the band plier for axle boots. There's 2 styles. I did that in a video a while ago. These are the wires for cutting out windows, the tools for the riv nut and the rivets here. And I found this 10 gauge wire. This is what I use for like relayed 450 fuel pumps, 10 gauge, and then a whole bunch of T-fitting for vacuum tees, or if you want to make a ghetto ass boost controller, use tees. This drawer right here, I kind of wished I had moved all this more higher because I use this drawer a lot. So here we have all the hole saws, and I use this a lot for like gauges or, you know, access holes, shifted cable holes and stuff like that. In the back we have all the RTVs, seal all, epoxies, stuff like that I use for, you know, sealing something up. Got the blue Loctite, the red Loctite, miscellaneous O-rings, cotter pin set, and then clamp assortments for like routing vacuum lines somewhere that I don't want to be dangling, you know, just so randomly in the engine bay. Teflon tape, and these all stayed within the same spots with each other because this was all actually in one drawer in the bottom of the toolbox. And the same goes for these guys. They were all in the same slot on the top right of the toolbox. So when I go back, like muscle memory, when I go back and I need a certain thing, I kind of know like what groupings they are in. So that's that. I've already shown you guys this drawer, old impacts. This is a ratchet set that I haven't used, brand new in the box, and this is a Dremel set given to me from my buddy's son. Thank you for that. I use this a lot. I'm sorry if I kind of went through the toolbox really quickly, but it's nothing crazy, it's nothing fancy, it's very basic, you know what I mean? And what you guys just saw right there is all the stuff I use on a daily. Everything on that end of the garage are just like, you know, parts. These are the tools, those are the parts. So I hope you guys now have an understanding of all the stuff that I use here in this garage that built everything you guys have seen here on the channel. Again, like I said before, don't get discouraged because it's not no high quality stuff. It's not like top notch. Don't feel discouraged because you don't have a lot of tools like certain people have a lot of tools. Really, it's just get yourself started. You can even start with like a 250 piece or even a 50 piece socket set just to get you going, you know what I mean? Get a feel for it, see if you like it. If it's something you definitely want to do, all the tools will come in due time when you do a certain job where you think like, okay, well, maybe this tool will help me do this job a lot easier later in the future. That's kind of how like all these mechanics end up having a lot of tools. I want to thank you guys for always commenting when the toolbox video was going to happen, and that kind of helped push me to get where I'm at right now, having to get a new toolbox and then obviously reorganizing the garage to do this video for you guys. I love the way it came out, and I hope you guys do too. There's still a lot more organizing to happen here in the garage, and I'm actually super stoked to start working on that side. But my main goal was to get my tools and stuff situated first before I did. And when I do, I definitely am going to record it for you guys and show you guys some progress along the way as far as the garage makeover goes. So before I end this video, I want to quickly say thank you guys for helping me achieve 80,000 subscriber. What a great way to start the year 2020. And also a big shout out to REDZONERACE. He had a video where he had revealed his new car, which was an EF sedan, and I was super stoked about it. So I kept commenting like, yo, let's get the car running. And I was willing to fly to Florida. So he finally hit me up and kind of asked me a few questions about the new car he just bought, which is a CRX. And you know, he gave me a shout out on one of his videos, and then pretty much helped me achieve, along with you guys, to reach 80K this year. So with that, 80K, 80,000 subscribers, and the fact that I finally cleaned my garage, I finally pulled out the stuff that I've been saving for a very long time to do a giveaway on. These guys right here. We'll talk about that in a whole nother video. I hope you guys are excited, because me and REDZONERACE kind of have a little thing going on, and I might be going to Florida here soon to work on REDZONERACE CRX and maybe the sedan too. So you guys stay posted for that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed this toolbox video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm super stoked to get this garage how I want it, and I hope you guys are too. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.